Welcome to Show versus Business. This is the final season trailer reaction for The Boys, and we're starting it right now.
We ain't surviving this fucking war.
Uh-oh. Got
I'm
it.
a dead man walking.
Too much cussing. We might have to filter this out.
I'm gonna keep fighting.
Oh,
And if you can, then I'm just gonna fight for both of us.
Look like a cowboy.
you ready?
You wouldn't be the first to throw
Like
me off
her.
line of war. But you would be the first. To save a while doing it. So how about it, you lot? One last go. Oh, today's a yes.
I like that too. Oh, gotta edit that out. Oh, what? That's just the stage.
The reckoning is coming.
Not the fish.
He's butchering a fish. That must be their last
Even if I
episode.
have to drag your broken fucking carcasses over the finish line, we are going all the way. No matter the cost. Till the job's fucking done.
All right, all right.
The Boys, man. Yeah. So are you caught up in the seasons?
Am I? I think so. Yeah. Wait, I kind of confused. Okay, I skipped Gen Z, so I haven't caught up with all the Gen V. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Gen V. Yeah. Oh, nonsense about all.
They said it was good though, but haven't caught up with it.
Yeah, I liked it. I mean, but I don't think it's gonna get renewed, because I think it's, but I like it. Yes. What's the going on with The Boys, man? Yeah, Mr. Benja, a lot to uncut pack here. I mean, look, it's a long time coming. It was like the anti-Avengers when it came out, and everybody kind of liked that, and it's still getting some good reviews. But it does lean heavily into current political reality. So I'm wondering, is that still, is that still something people really want to see, and given our current reality?
I don't.
You don't want to see what?
I don't. The way they started doing it, like the guy started getting complaints about, like when people were, putting Homelander up as their stupid profile picture or whatever. I was like, okay, that's odd, but whatever. I get it. Sure. Um, then the whole political fighting about what the boys meant started to break out. And then the directors actually, I forgot what he said. He said something to the extent of like, yeah, if it wasn't clear before, I'm going to make it clear now, and started making it more of a message. And I was like, I guess you could do that, but you didn't have to. Um, so I don't know. I think that takes away a little bit from the story we're trying to watch when you come out into the real world a little too much. But I don't know. It looks fun. I'll see it.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, Eric Kripke, I think that's how you say his name. He's the showrunner of this show. And I mean, to be fair, now a lot of stuff they do is they write like a year in advance, right? Or maybe even longer. So the last season was basically written in advance, and then obviously, they had no idea that, uh, Trump was going to be president again. So it's kind of like, so I give him a little kudos for that, a little leeway for that, excuse me. So I think that's something that kind of, it is what it is, because you prepare a TV show so far in advance that you really can't predict. But anyway, I mean, it does lean a little too heavily politically, but I do like the fact that if there were superheroes, this is exactly how it would be. So it's not like, so it was funny. It's like, you had Superman, Batman, DC, the golden age of superhero comics. And then Marvel came out as a reaction to that because they made superheroes more realistic, right? They had a family and how they would bicker and fight, but still fight the bad guys. You had Spider-Man, which is the ultimate kind of like, first thing he did when he got superpowers was make some money. I was like, yeah, that's the facts. So now, jump cut to, the 2000s, 2020s, we got, the the incorporation of social media and how that would affect, with superheroes. And so I agree with that.
It amazes me how superhero stories can do that, where everybody has like this, ultimate version of a bad guy and ultimate version of the good guy, personal spirit, and then you could bring it home to like, your Peter Parker or Punisher. After Punisher came out in the TV show, I started reading all the comments and seeing what people were saying about it. Yo, there's so many war people who just like watched that and were like, yeah, I'm totally not necessarily relating to the Punisher, but really attached to that whole, there's stuff that we can't disconnect from, and we have thoughts that are violent all the time. And it's like, it was really eye opening for me, like how superhero stories can do that. So, after this political side in the boys, it's like I start to wonder, is this the last thing we have to uncover, the political side? I mean, there's
Well, I could see the AI becoming more prevalent in superhero stories. Obviously, Tony Stark, but I will,
people versus the machine kind of thing, or what do you?
yeah, more of that, because comic books are art, right? And so they're a reflection of society more so than anything. So whatever, because in the '90s when we grew up, right, it's X-Men, the buff X-Men, the cover X-Men One, Jim Lee, the picture of them all playing volleyball, get all super buff. That was X-Men was it in the '90s, right? And then so that you just or it's Todd McFarlane, right, with Spider-Man, right, number one. There's certain superheroes and stuff. Wolverine was just super hot for a long time, right? And then obviously the Punisher, had his moment. So it's just kind of interesting to see, what superheroes kind of get their mark and what's going to drive everything. So now obviously we have the whole Deadpool now, yeah, and then we have the whole Tony Stark of it all in the last, that's a lot of young guys. That's Marvel, Tony Stark, and we growing up, he was trash. I mean, we were like, "Ah, whatever."
So also I sat back to think for a second, like Deadpool was kind of one that made sense in terms of attaching to people at the moment, right? I wonder if, I don't know if you ever read like I know you're gonna get on me for this one, but Valiant and Image still have things they can bring out. Like the like Savage Dragon, it was really weird, but it makes fun of superheroes in a way that still keeps it in superhero land in an interesting way. I don't know. Did you ever read Savage Dragon?
I did not, because he
It's
can't
like
draw feet.
y- Mr. Eric Larson. I'm sorry. That's his name. I don't know.
Yeah, Eric Larson, yeah.
But like, you start getting into the weirder stories where it's like, um, the Max. They had the cartoon for it that was really
Yeah,
trippy.
Max, yeah.
The Pit. All
Mhm.
these crazy characters. Uh,
True.
Wetworks from all, yeah, it's
Mhm.
just all kinds
Yeah.
of crazy stuff that they could do.
I'm surprised that hasn't taken off as much. I don't know, those characters like Turok the Dinosaur Hunter or Exo Man of War that's more valiant, but, yeah, it's just like those characters, they haven't, I mean, they tried. I mean, didn't they have a
They
what's the guy?
kind of tried.
Yeah, what's his name?
Bloodshot.
Bloodshot, yep, that
Yep.
they tried to do that, but it's like none of these characters really took off like that. Unlike, it's kinda weird.
I don't think they really gave it enough of a a chance. It was kind of like, let's ride this wave, and people are like, okay, when you're a wave rider, when you're just kind of following along in the wake of other stuff. I'm using wave rider in the place of
Yes.
another term there.
Yes.
Um, but yeah, whenever you're a wave rider, man, it just doesn't work out. So
Yeah. Interesting,
until
yeah.
maybe the whole genre has to kind of almost come to death before we see something like, a live action Darkwing Duck or anything. I don't know.
What the
Yeah, man.
Hey, hey, man, those intro songs, Darkwing Duck, uh, DuckTales, they
Yeah.
slap, man. I mean,
This-
put some Chris Brown on that boy remix. Whew.
hey man,
So,
you play that in the club and somebody in the back will be like,
yes.
that's that ish right there.
I mean, because I think what it was, so I'm gonna go off my little rant here. I had the chance to see Monica and Brandy. You wonder
Oh,
how we gonna bring this into the mix. So
yes. See?
I found a way entry. I found an entry. So 90s R&B, man, it was like that was the thing. R&B and hip hop was the thing, 90s and 2000s. And I just knew not just black urban youth, if you will, but all youth listened to that. And so even the cartoons reflected that whole music style and everything. So I would go to I went to the Monica and Brandy concert, and of course there's a lot of white folks there because they grew up on that music. It's not now, obviously we have other pop and country kind of dominant, but I'm telling you, man, that the 90s, R&B, hip hop, that stuff lives. And it lives now. I think what's happening is it migrated with the K-pop and J-pop and all that, but I think that style lives. So I definitely want to see more of, interesting concepts coming for the future. But yeah, man, these I don't know, man. We'll see what Marvel's going to do. Obviously they got Secret Wars coming out. This is going to be really telling. This might be the death knell if it doesn't do well. Because I don't see. I mean, I'm seeing new rock stars and uh, all the great guys. Screen Share. What's the screen? I forgot what they call. Yeah, Screen Crush, New Rock Stars, and what's her name? Grace. They're all talking. They're giving us little snippets, but I don't watch any of it. And I'm just like, dude, just let it movie come out, man. Who cares? So
You know what's funny though? I'm in such a headspace where I can't quite imagine anything new. I'm like, now I'm so trained, I guess, by the system to like, why don't they bring out that old cartoon Brave Star or Thundar the Barbarian? Yeah, bring that back. Or
Dun, Dun, the Barbarian. Well, you know what? There's an argument to be said. There's an argument to this. Yeah, that song slaps too, boy. Woo! You put that on some 22s, boy. You be like, I mean, I listen to some bass. Woo! Look at me, myself. Anyway, 70s soft rock. But hey, I'm gonna send you this hey guys, this is what we do, show versus business. Maybe we'll share it for everybody else. But I like what's his name? Derek Thompson. He does a podcast and he did one recently where he talked about the death of new content. So basically, we're in a world now where it's so hard to get new content up and running. So we're just kind of eating ourselves with just the same old kind of IP. And so I'll send it to you. Go check it out, the podcast. But I think it's a very interesting concept because I do believe that, we talk about this all the time, new stuff can't come out because it's like from a business standpoint, people know too much. It's like I'm running the same play because why create something new? It's so risky. So let's just run the same play, put a little twist in it, but I'm not doing anything different. And I made the argument to you about on one of our I don't know if we talked about it last week, but I said that's the purpose of artists, man. You guys are supposed to kind of put us in new stuff because as a business person, I'm not going to do that. I'm just gonna look at the data and be like, I'm gonna do more of that.
right. And you know what? There's a good point where a lot of creatives like when it's, a certain vision hasn't been seen properly or brought to the right light, it's like, yeah, we want to actually see this old ass thing come back and be redone in a proper vision.
Yeah, good point. Yeah, you're right. That's another good point. It could be old stuff, but was done so crappily that you gotta redo it, right? So to make it better.
I mean, like somebody, like Favreau, when the Iron Man thing came around, it's like, no, I really have to do this. There's something I have to create here, and it has to be done a certain way. So I'm all for that. Yeah, if anybody listening, there's something you want to see come back, let us know. Or there's some underground comic or something that you'd really like to see. That'd be interesting to hear.
The podcast is called Plain English, and it's called the Grand Unified Theory of Cultural Stagnation. So hey, culture ain't improving, man. It's just doing the same ish. So I'll send it to you. But yeah, yeah. So that's kind of it. So yeah, so boys, yeah. I mean, A plus. I mean, it's the final season. Super. So yeah, I'm bringing it right back, guys. We talked about the trailer. Boys season, the final season, A plus. Oh yeah, high level. If you don't know, did you ever watch that show, Supernatural?
Yeah, I liked it.
Okay, yeah, yeah, me too. It had his moments. Eric Kripke, he did that show, so that's why people are talking about in the comment section. They're talking about like the character, right? The characters coming together. Sam and Dean, they were on the Winchester brothers, so they're bringing back. I forgot the actor's name, but they're bringing them together. Because obviously the actor who plays what's his name? The character in the show that guy, like the Captain American.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that
Soldier
guy.
Boy.
Soldier Boy, yeah. How can I not remember that? Soldier Boy, tell him. Soldier Boy, tell him. But anyway, so the actor that plays Soldier Boy, he was in Supernatural, so they're bringing them back together. So that's kind of a little Easter egg. And that show ran for so long. Supernatural, just hot take on this one. 15 years, dude. you, you could have been a teenager when it started, and then was an old man in 30s when it ended. That's crazy. And they did so many like meta stories. They even did stories where went a universe where they were characters in a TV show. It's just like they did everything you can think of in that show. So anyway, shout out to them doing that. But yeah, A+ for Boys final season. I'm super excited when it comes out. My question is, from a business standpoint, is like, how they gonna keep this franchise going? We just talked about Gen V. I don't think too many people are watching that, and so
See, this is where you screw up, man. Anytime you have a franchise and you can't just start a universe without building the proper legs. You know what I mean? It's like somebody's going to come around and say, "Hey, let's add something to the Washington Monument." And it's like, dude, it's a big stick going straight up in the sky. That's all it is. That's like, I mean, what are you going to do? Add a garden around it? It's like, and someone else you try to build another Washington Monument next to it. It's like, well, now you got two. I don't want that. Why do I need a second one? It just becomes difficult. So as you're building one up, you have to build all the others around it. And I suppose they tried to do that a little bit.
yeah, because it was like the story. If you watch Gen V, there's some storylines that conflict, but it's just
Even so, you need to have it.
conflate. Excuse me.
Yeah, but you need to go big and go hard, and pull a Mandalorian where it's like you're just way over here. You're really trying to build something up, and it relates, but it's different. It's not the same. It's coming from the same. It feels familiar, but it's interesting enough where it's still fresh. There's a lot to it, but
And The Boys is interesting too because it's a parody too of comics we know. So it's kind of like they did the Avengers. So all they gotta
yeah,
do, they try to do like the young, I guess, Avengers with Gen V or
X
Gen
Men maybe.
X. Yeah, Gen X mostly. But then they could do one on X-Men, right? There's a whole story. They could just create a X-Men world, right?
Yeah,
Of that. So anyway, there's a lot of stuff they could have done, but I don't know. Sometimes they just get too nasty. So maybe it's of and their nastiness is almost with a wink, a joke wink to it. Whereas
yeah,
something like Invincible, the graphic violence is more, emotional. So
yeah,
so maybe their storyline, they can't really expand the story because, it's just, graphic violence for no reason.
yeah, yeah. Hopefully the universe stays together. I mean, if they can pull one, that'd be amazing. But it's difficult with the route that they've taken so far.
Everyone, whew, Mr. Benja, that was a good one. So I think we're going to move on. So look, everyone, if you like what you're hearing, please like, subscribe, comment at Show versus Business on X, Threads, YouTube, and Instagram. Listen to us at Spotify, iTunes, or wherever you listen to podcasts, and go visit our website at Show versus Business.
Peace.